Hi, and welcome back to my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. I just wanted to make another update. Today is the 18th, May 18th, 2020, and we've had some larger activity, which I forecasted. Just kidding. Here we had a 4.9, a 5.5, a 4.7, and a 3.0. Excuse me, sorry. Do not have corona. I do have asthma, however. Excuse me. So we have some larger activity here in California. In my last update, I told you how suspicious the California area was, and still is. I do not see anything that makes me think that the energy has transferred in a normal way at all. It seems like energy is still very much here. I told you guys yesterday that we were seeing a lot of larger activity here in Alaska, and we still are. I think there's a new 4.0. So it's not as big as it has been the last couple of days. I think it was, there's a 3.9. I swear there's a 4.0 somewhere here. I'm looking. There we go. And that was 6 hours ago. So kind of recently, there were a lot of 4.5s here just the other day, or at least 4.3 and above. You can check out my recent videos to see. If you're interested, hold on. I'm going to pause you to cough again. Okay, I'm back. Continuing on. So we don't have as much large energy that we did from the other day traveling through here, but there's still significant energy that would come up to Alaska following plate tectonics, which are these white lines coming up from areas in this direction, going this way to Alaska. And this would be considered the Dutch sense method of how plate tectonic energy transfers. So taking that energy from Alaska, we would follow it down, and it's not as strong as it was in my updated video yesterday. It's kind of calmed down a little, but it's still, we still have a lot of significant seismic energy coming down into the West Coast and dispersing across the United States from there. Now, when I'm looking at potential energy coming into the United States, and let's back up for a minute so we can just see what's going on here. Have Alaska and the United States. So whenever I see earthquakes like this and down into the Washington and top area around there, I always want to check what they are, because it's a good indication of if it's calming down, if the energy is kind of calming down, or if it's still coming through really strongly. So this is a 2.9. That's not too bad. Let's see what this other one is. Come on, push on it. A 3.2. The other one was a 3.2, so that's a good one. That's not too strong, but that's a pretty good one. Let's see what this one is. A 2.1, another smaller one. And let's go down here. Let's see what this Washington one is. I'm pausing you again to cough. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I do not have coronavirus. I promise. This is the normal for me. I just woke up a minute ago. I know it's 1 o'clock. Why are you just waking up just now? I stayed up so late last night. And I always kind of cough when I wake up. So anyways, a 2.1 in kind of Western Canada. Do you hear me wheezing? It's horrible. Okay. That's not very big, so that's pretty good. Now, I do these updates all in real time, so I always say exactly what I'm seeing, all as I see it. I did check on the app a few hours ago, so I kind of know what's going on, but I see a few things right now that you'll hear my reaction to as I'm seeing it right now. So first of all, I'm seeing this Idaho area is completely silent. This is where they had their 6.5 about 2 months ago, and it's been very, very active since, seeing about I'd say 15 to 20 earthquakes a day. And it has been going strong ever since. It doesn't show any sign of slowing down, but today there's pretty much none. The last was yesterday at 2:24 p.m. Let's see what this one was. Yesterday at 2:35 p.m. So since yesterday around 2:35 p.m., there has not been any activity, and that is always an indication for me that it's traveling into different areas. Like usually when I see Idaho go silent, I do see Salt Lake City wake up a little bit. And I think there was one here. Okay, let's see what this one was. A 2.1 in Utah. So we have a lot of strange activity, and I think that yesterday Utah was definitely on a watch, but I'm just going to keep it on a watch because Idaho's silent. Now, so yesterday I told you guys California was very suspicious because usually you should see in California for day, they should have 15 to 20 earthquakes spread out, like I was saying, maybe one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, out here, up and around the little plateau area, and then down in the mountains again. Well, here, 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 here. You should see several. Anybody who follows California activity knows that you should see several. There is a lot of tremors happening in this area. I checked the tremor map, and there's a lot of tremors happening in that area, but there's no actual significant earthquakes above a 2. You should see several 2.0 through 3.0 activity, and that would be pretty normal. Usually ranging in about 2.0 to 2.5. 3.0 is a little bit higher, but definitely not uncommon. So I told you guys that that's kind of suspicious. It made California suspicious yesterday. Hold on, coughing. It made California suspicious yesterday because it is so silent. We're going on, I think, day number 6 of complete silence. Maybe I'm estimating that a little high. Maybe day number 5 of complete silence. Not only that, but you have energy pulling that's larger than usual down to Alaska, down into this area. You should see more activity, higher activity, not less activity. That's suspicious. So I told you guys that California was suspicious, and then bam, we had some significantly large earthquakes out here on, I forget this fault's name, but there's a fault right here. You can see it with the white line, and I completely forget its name. It is a part of the is it part of the San Andres or Juan de Fuca? I don't know where it ends and which one picks up, but this actual fault has a name. This horizontal fault has a name, and I forget what it's called. Anyways, but so we had some significant activity on this fault. Now, do I think it's been enough to release the energy that I think was kind of pent up in the area? No, I don't think so, because if it did, I assume that you would start seeing activity in this area again, activity in pretty much all this area again, and there's still no activity. There's completely no California activity at all, when there should be a lot of activity in that area. So, do I think that this has just made things even more suspicious? Could be. I mean, obviously it's releasing energy, but it doesn't seem like it's doing what I wanted it to do, you know? It would be very hopeful if we saw a lot of activity coming out this way. It would be hopeful if we saw some energy traveling across the United States. And let's talk about that. So there is a little bit of energy traveling across the United States, because we have here one in Texas, 2.5. We have here one in Utah, a 2.1. But yeah, the one in Utah was actually yesterday before this activity happened. But you know, that's good. It's moving, it's traveling, the energy is dispersing a little bit, but not what it should be. We saw one here in Oklahoma, a 2.3. However, Oklahoma, I don't consider Oklahoma's activity as anything unless there's mini or it's a higher magnitude, because Oklahoma, like I've said, has a drilling operation just earthquakes in that area are just common, so I don't usually count them. Energy could also go down into Mexico, the Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama, over into Cuba, in that area. And this area has been packed with activity for a month. Tons of activity, and all of a sudden, look at this, kind of silent. I don't even see one that is completely new. I think that, let's see, this one is the brightest green. It has the brightest green. It was 6 hours ago. There's not even a newer one. And all of these are kind of fading away because they're old. There's not a lot of activity in that area, and definitely not what it used to be. So if energy was moving downwards as an escape, where is it? It's not. There's nothing that would tell me that that's true. Everything is just kind of ordinary, or definitely less than it was. So continuing on, what else am I observing? Here's where the Nevada earthquake was. About 4 days ago. California got silent before the Nevada earthquake, by the way. And seems like aftershock activity has kind of died down a little, believe it or not, because you're seeing so many on the screen. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was annoying. Okay, well, you're seeing so many aftershocks on the screen, but it's not what it was, so it's kind of dying down a little bit as far as aftershock activity goes, extending as east as this place here. Is this Tonopah? I don't know. Near Warm Springs, extending as far west as Central California. Now let's see. Where is Ridgecrest from here? I'm just curious. Let's try to find Ridgecrest. Ridgecrest, if you don't know, had a very large earthquake in 2019, I believe. Don't kill me if I'm wrong, I think it was 2019. And they've been really, here's a ridge crest. They've been very active with activity ever since. They had, I believe, don't kill me if I'm wrong, a 7.0. And they've been very active ever since. Obviously, there's some activity in this area. 2.3, 2.0. So this is normal, good activity. This is perfect. It doesn't show me that too much energy is coming into the area. That would make me less suspect that this is connected to this. And you see how this fault is kind of moving up in an angle of that way anyway. It's moving kind of in an angle that way instead of maybe down to Ridgecrest, but everything is connected, so you never know. But the aftershock activity in Ridgecrest isn't silent, and it isn't too much. There aren't too many. It seems kind of normal to me, so that looks more healthy to me. That's good. But I mean, there is a possibility that it is all connected somehow, or that Nevada could trigger another fault in the area, or that there's stress in this area. You don't know. I'm still a little suspicious. I don't feel like things are in equilibrium yet. I do think that things are kind of suspicious, so I don't necessarily know. A lot of people on Facebook have asked me, do you think it's North or South California? East or West California? And if I were to take a guess, even though Nevada is, down here, I kind of suspect something up here. So northern, along the Cascadia Fault or the Juan de Fuca Fault, kind of in this area. And I'm not sure, like I said, if the Cascadia or Juan de Fuca Fault ends before or after this fault that the recent earthquakes are on. That would be interesting to figure out. So, I kind of suspect if we did have anything more, it would be along the northwest coast area of California, Oregon, maybe even Washington. Like I said, there are swarms in this area today. I think, about that area, there's a lot of swarms, tremor swarms. If you want me to forecast the rest of the world real quick, let's just do that. No activity in this area, so that has it transferred to disperse to other places? Let's see. This was very active and has been this week with stronger, even very deep earthquakes. So, hey, look. Did I not forecast that? There we go. East-west China earthquake. I kind of told you guys that would happen. 5.2. So that's promising. That means that energy is dispersing both upward this way and over this way a little bit more. We could even see another China earthquake in this area. That wouldn't surprise me. I had Japan on my list of places to watch. They did receive a bigger one, but not as big as I thought could potentially happen. A 5. So we want to make sure, you want to just check that I almost wonder, how I told you, well, the Dutch sense method has told us all that energy transfers along plate boundaries. I almost wonder if all the strong activity here could make its way all the way up here to the United States. I don't know. I should follow and watch that more. But definitely up and over and down, that's for sure. Like I said, there's still a little activity coming into the USA, not as strong as it was yesterday. I maybe expect Japan to see another 4.8 or above. Still kind of on my watch list. Of course, this area is almost always on my watch list. The Philippines, Indonesian, Malaysian area in general. The Philippine Sea. We haven't seen anything in the Philippine Sea for a while. So let's say, I'm going to say something. Taiwan would probably be, or in the Philippine Sea area would maybe be due for some activity. Now, if you were to use the Dutchson's method connecting China, I really did get that one right on the money, didn't I? If you were to connect the China earthquake with the Japan earthquake, Dutchson's would say that maybe we would be expecting an earthquake in this area, near Jeju, and it would be about a 5.1. So I'm kind of saying Japan. Dutchson's would probably say more this area. And he did just make a new video today, so you guys can go check that out, and he'll tell you exactly what he said, so you don't have to guess. I think he's premiering right now. He might still be on his video, his Twitch account making the video. He probably hasn't posted the video yet because it's premiering, but soon. So you might see, if you use the Dutchson's method, you would expect to see where these circles overlap, maybe another earthquake there. And the magnitude might be, let's see, a 5.3. How deep were these, by the way? Let's check that out. I don't think too deep because they're near land, so they couldn't be too deep. That one was only 14. This one is 11, so not too deep. I forget if Dutchson says that they would, the deeper ones would make a bigger magnitude earthquake, right? Or was it shallower ones? I don't think so, but I think he would say maybe like a 5.3 might be due in that area between the two. Now, if we were to connect the two, that one with Nevada from the other day, I don't know if it's too late to do that. Hold on, now I have to sneeze. Oh my goodness, sorry, thank you, I had to sneeze. So, I don't know if it's too late now to connect the Nevada earthquake with, now I'm yawning. Oh, good lord. So, if you connected the two, a middle place might be here to experience some activity in this area. That might be a middle ground, or if we were connecting this one with that one, then maybe Covello, Willits area, and you would probably see a 6.0, but I think it's kind of too late to connect the Nevada earthquake with those now because it's been a couple days, so that, just disregard that. Maybe, you never know. So, in summary, things do still look kind of suspicious. I still have California and Oregon, Washington on my list. Won't discredit Nevada either. Won't discredit disregard Utah as well. I wouldn't disregard anything on the west, really, but definitely California is being a little suspicious, and Oregon too. Texas keeps getting pulled into the energy flow. Could they have one down in Texas? Who knows? And then if you were to say that, you would potentially have to say that anything between Texas and California and Nevada would have to too. But let's just keep it simple. California, Oregon, very suspicious. Now you guys know I live in Utah, and you guys know that we've been waiting for the Wasatch Fault to have a debut for, I think it's overdue now by 100 years for a 7.0 or higher. And we just had one a couple months ago very close to the main fault. We had one in the West Valley area, and the main fault is here. So it's been on my radar for a while. So watching that area too. Yeah, I'm kind of finding I'm running out of things to say for my update. I think that pretty much concludes everything, and I hope everybody stays safe, and if you feel any of these earthquakes, let me know. I'm always interested in hearing your stories, and I'll talk to you guys later.